4 o'clock as we come on the air, there is yet another ground stop at DIA because of the winds, the weather out there. A live look at DIA right now. The ground stop is until 5:15 tonight.
It has been a hot summer day around the metro area. We quickly got above 90 degrees today, and our weather impact team is tracking extreme heat, pushing us above 100 tomorrow.
As we head into the afternoon hours, the winds started to pick up again. Gusts aren't as strong as what we saw yesterday. Still caused a lot of damage to a home in Littleton yesterday. Winds knocked a telephone pole and power lines down. At first, the people living inside thought it was a tree that had fallen on the home.
I was just sitting in the kitchen and this big wind gust came up and I heard this crack and the pole in the back just snapped and everything went out.
This actually happened today. Excuse me about that. Diane says the officials told her that 4 poles were taken down by the winds. Yeah, winds yesterday, winds today. They estimate it will take up to 12 hours to fix that.
And take a look at this. During Sky 9's flight just about an hour ago, the camera caught a microburst happening. You can see that mass of air whipping around. This happened around 2:45 near Chatfield Reservoir. A microburst creates damaging straight line winds. We saw some damage yesterday, like to that IKEA sign and, of course, the fallen trees.
And planes don't like it either.
No.
That's why, Kathy, right? Anything like that, they can't fly in that kind of stuff.
No, and Sam and I both came in over the weekend and we experienced the delays. This is day 3 with ground stop conditions due to the microburst winds. And ladies, also seeing that video from Sky 9 is a reminder, if you are on Chatfield Reservoir, any body of water, please wear a life vest, a life jacket. Make sure your kids have them. These microburst windstorms can kick up out of nowhere, even a blue sky day, and can really create some issues. And we're seeing that this afternoon, and certainly from that video you saw off the top of the newscast. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, one near the town of Burlington. Been watching a cell in North Denver. Severe thunderstorm warning just expired, but we've had numerous reports of wind gusts, microburst wind gusts of 50 and 60 miles per hour, and additional storm development is possible. So the warning has canceled. That storm has fallen apart. I'll set our sights on this cell out here by Flagler because that one has some hail in it. It's got a hail signature tracking east, and that severe cell will be monitoring through 415 in Kit Carson County. We've had some thunderstorm wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. That can toss patio furnitures, bring trees and power lines down, and really be quite dangerous if you're on a lake. So please be mindful of that and wear your life jacket. 89 at 9 News because of the cloud cover. We've come down to 97 in Greeley. It's 100 in Grand Junction. The wind is all over the place. Call ahead, plan ahead if you have travel in and out of the airport. Big story, as Kim mentioned, is the heat. Big heat dome coming in. We've got a heat advisory that will go out for tomorrow. So we have issued a weather impact alert for tomorrow. Tonight, we're all about the wind and the lightning, not so much with the rain. And coming up, we'll check the radar again. Record high temperatures are possible tomorrow. Much more on that Wednesday forecast just ahead.
A police corporal has been fired by the city for his behavior towards a female recruit.
A Denver police recruit says she resigned because she was inappropriately touched on the job by a field training officer. 9 News investigative reporter Jeremy Hohola obtained the police discipline orders that outline multiple serious allegations. Jeremy.
Yeah, the allegations here include touching, texting, and visits to the recruit's home while on duty. A city human resources official called this a highly improper working dynamic between a corporal and a position of power. A discipline order obtained by 9 News Investigates describes numerous allegations against Denver Police Corporal James Sandoval. The documents say he touched a recruit without her consent, attempted to kiss her, and made her feel uncomfortable during training. The recruit wrote, "If I spoke up, I felt they would immediately believe him over me."
I think it's sad because what we know is that a department should create the kind of environment where every person, every employee, every recruit should feel comfortable in airing their grievances.
Dr. Theron Bowman is a 30-year police veteran from Texas who is now an expert witness in police misconduct cases. He reviewed the file.
And so there has to be evaluations, surveys pushed out so that those recruits can freely speak their mind and voice their concerns without feeling like they are putting their jobs at stake.
The recruit says Sandoval would drive her to dark and secluded locations. Each time he put his hands to my thigh, I would put both of my hands on the steering wheel and slide to the very far edge of the driver's seat, the recruit wrote in a complaint. The documents also say GPS data shows Sandoval visited her home while on duty, where he's accused of trying to kiss and hug her.
A department should work to establish the kind of culture where employees won't be subjected to this environment.
In the meantime, Corporal Sandoval has appealed his termination. In these records, he admits some of his behavior was inappropriate, but denies trying to hug or kiss the recruit. He was with DPD since 2016. Kim, back to you.
Okay, so we heard all of this week. You got all these documents this week. And when you think about a recruit, you're trying to make it. You're trying to make it, you know, that's a tough spot.
And those documents, she was worried that if she did raise her voice, she would be fired.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy Hahola reporting. It's been 5 days now since that catastrophic and deadly flooding in Texas. We now know more than 100 people have died. Dozens are still missing. Search and rescue teams continuing to work around the clock.
The last survivor pulled from the debris was Friday. Still, teams are not ready to call their effort a recovery. Jay Gray has the latest.
Hundreds of first responders for the 5th straight day. Overhead and on the ground, fighting through the muck and mess, a mission fueled by an unwavering hope they can bring dozens still missing home.
I know the odds are getting along as the days grow longer, but we're not giving up on the search.
Continuing that search around the clock, using every resource available across Kerr County.
With hoist teams, 12 drone teams, 10 K9 units, 9 swiftwater boat crews, 15 airboats, 16 UTVs, and 169 four-wheel drive vehicles.
There is a slow shift now to cleanup and recovery in some of the hardest hit communities, with shovels, wheelbarrows, hammers, and an unwavering determination. The first responders here, hundreds of volunteers, their impact overwhelming for survivors who have little, if anything, left.
But we had 33 angels show up on Sunday out of nowhere.
Gutting his flood-ravaged home, cutting away soaked sheetrock, clearing out the waterlogged remnants of his life before the storm.
It's just, totally different aspect of volunteering and paying it forward. I don't know where people show up, just wanting to help. That's just amazing.
An effort many consider a responsibility and privilege.
Just to be Texans and just coming together and doing what we need to do.
A need so many will continue to have during what's sure to be a long, difficult recovery. Jay Gray, NBC News, Kerrville.
The Minnesota senator shot in his home is out of the ICU. Senator John Hoffman of Minnesota spent 3 weeks in the hospital after an assassination attempt. His wife Yvette sharing this photo with our sister station in Minnesota. She was released from the hospital 5 days after the shooting. Vance Belter is charged with shooting Senator Hoffman and Yvette multiple times and killing Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark. Senator Hoffman will stay in an acute care facility for several more weeks. He'll have multiple surgeries in the coming months. The State Department is warning U.S. diplomats and other officials about attempts to impersonate Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The department found an imposter posing as Rubio using AI. Last week, that person tried to reach out to at least 3 foreign ministers, a U.S. senator, and a governor. The scammer sent texts and voicemails to them. It is the second high-level Trump administration official to face such AI-driven impersonation. In May, a scammer tried to impersonate Trump's chief of staff.
TikTok is looking at every option to keep operation in the U.S., including developing a new version of the app. Reports say TikTok has made a plan to launch the new app in September, while the existing app will stop working in March of next year. This is happening as the app is still facing a deadline to divest its operation. Last week, President Trump said he was close to a deal on the sale of the app.